students. Today we are going to start with the fifth chapter, which is variation. What do you mean by variation? Variation means change. But change in what sense? We will learn what is variation with two examples. Over here in the first example, I have number of students and their contribution. There are some number of students and they make a contribution in rupees, right? So this is in rupees and this is number of students, that is number of students. So over here, when 5 students were there, they contributed 100 rupees. Okay. So tell me how much did each student contribute? 100 divided by 5, that is 20. So each student is contributing 20. Further, when 5 students increase to 10, पहले 5 students ही थे, अभी और 5 आ गए. Now there are total 10 students. So they are contributing 200. Getting? See, once 5 students are contributing 100. Again 5 is increasing. Right? So 5 students तो 100 लाएंगे, जो बाकी के 5 आ रहे, they will also bring 100, right? So total 10 students will bring how much? 200. Similarly, again 5 is increasing. Now there are 15 students. Again this extra 5 will also contribute 100. So earlier 10 students were contributing 200. Now there is an increase in 5 students. Means 100 rupees. So 100 plus 200 gives me 300. So 15 students are contributing how much? 300. Further, और 5 जन आ रहे हैं. Now there are total 20 students. 20 students contributing 400. Why 400? When 5 students are contributing 100, 5 बढ़े तो और 100 बढ़ गया, 5 और बढ़े और 100 बढ़ गया. Now 15 to 20, which means further increase in 5 students. So this additional 5 student will also bring 100. So 300 plus 100 gives me 400. So can you see, as in when the students are increasing, the contribution is also increasing. As in when there is a variation in students, there is a variation in contribution. Variation means change. जैसे जैसे स्टूडेंट्स का नंबर चेंज होता जा रहा है, वैसे वैसे उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन भी चेंज होता जा रहा है. सो दिस इज व्हाट वेरिएशन इज. Over here in the second example, I have pages read daily or pages read daily. Means they are trying to say कि I am a slow reader or a fast reader depending upon the speed. If I can read 20 pages in a day, I'll complete the book in 15 days. 20 pages per day. I am reading 20 pages in one day. That means in 15 days my book will be complete. Now I am a slow reader. I can read only 5 pages in a day. So obviously the time will be increased. So now it takes me 60 days. So can you see what is the difference between them both till now? See, over here pages read daily was higher. The number of days to read a book was lower, that is 15. जैसे ही मेरा pages read daily कम हुआ, ये बढ़ गया. But over here what was happening? As and when this was increasing, number of students were increasing, contribution was also increasing, right? So this was a variation in what? This was a direct variation. Means as the students were increasing, the contribution was also increasing directly. So there was a direct relation, direct variation between students and the contribution. But over here, मैं जितना स्लो पढ़ रही हूँ उतना मेरे को ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है बुक कंप्लीट करने के लिए. First I was reading 20 pages per day. It was taking me 15 days to complete the book. Obviously I was reading faster, so it took me less time to complete the book. But when my speed decreased to 5, now I am a slow reader, so what will happen? My number of days to read the book, to complete the book will increase. Now I am taking how many days? 60 days to read a book. Same over here. 5 से तो बढ़ा, right? Now I am reading 10 pages per day. So this has decreased to 30. Can you see, as this increased, this decreased. As this decreased, this increased. So what is happening? Over here further, 10 से 15 हुआ means this is increasing. But this is decreasing. Obviously, as my speed is, as I am reading more pages per day, my time to complete the book reduces. So same over here. When I was reading 10 pages per day, my days to complete book was 30. But over here, when I am reading 15 pages per day, my time to complete the book decreased from the earlier, which is 20. So there is what indirect relationship between them. When this is increasing, this is decreasing. That is, when my speed is increasing or when I am reading more number of pages per day, my time to complete book is decreasing. That is in days, right? Number of days. So जैसे जैसे मैं ज़्यादा पेजेस पढ़ रही हूँ बुक के, उतना ही मेरा टाइम कम हो रहा है बुक कंप्लीट करने के लिए. So can you see the arrows? Over here, both the arrows were pointing upward. So it was what? Direct relationship or direct variation. But over here, this is increasing, but this is decreasing. So it is known as inverse variation. What do you mean by inverse? Inverse mean opposite or ulta. So that is what is happening. When this is going upwards, it is going downwards. So this is what inverse is. Now we will study direct variation in detail. Direct variation means what? The first example, that is students are increasing, the contribution is also increasing. So both are increasing or both are decreasing. That is the same trend, या तो increasing trend या तो decreasing trend. So over here I have one example in which number of pens and cost of pens are given to us. Number of pens 4, 6, 20 and 28. And the cost of these pens are how much? 10, 15, 50 and 70 respectively. So this is given to us, that is number of pens and the cost or the cost in rupees of this pens. They're asking you which type of variation is this. We can see the variation. As the number of pens are changing, the cost of it also is changing. But is this direct relationship or indirect? This is direct variation or indirect variation? Obviously direct variation. See, because this is increasing from 4 to 6. This is also increasing from 10 to 15. As the 16 is increasing to 20, this 15 is also increasing to 50. Same next, 20 is increasing to 28, 50 is increasing to 70. So can you see? Both of them are increasing. So there is what? Direct variation between them. Now let us understand, but for variation we need to know कि कितने को कितना vary हो रहा है. For example, when there were 5 students, they were contributing 100. So what we did? We compared 5 students with 100 rupees. Means when 5 students were coming, they were bringing 100. Or else we can say it in a simple form that when one student was coming, he was bringing 20 rupees. That is how now when 5 students are coming, they will bring 100. 20 plus 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So can you see? Each student was bringing 20 rupees. Same over here, we also have to calculate what is the cost of one. When 1 pen extra you are buying, what extra amount you have to pay to that shopkeeper. So how we will calculate that? 10 rupees, 4 pens. So we can find a ratio, right? So for 4 pens, I have to pay 10 rupees. So this is the ratio, right? For 4 pens, I am paying 10 rupees. Same next way, same in the other example, that is 6 by 15. When I am getting 6 pens, I am giving 15 rupees. Right? 20 pens, 50 rupees. So 20 pens for how much? 50 rupees. Over here, 28 pens for 70 rupees. Directly मैंने pens और rupees का ratio निकाला. You can also take it inverse, like rupees to pens. This will give you cost price of 1 pen. But I don't want the cost price over here for 1 pen. I just want the ratio. If this is increasing by how much, then how much will this increase by? Getting? So let us find the ratio for this. This is the ratio of number of pens to their cost. These are the number of pens and this is the cost for these pens. That is what they are asking, right? The ratio of number of pens to their respective cost. So 4 pens, 10 rupees. 4 pens, 10 rupees. I have just represented this in the form of ratio. Now, simplest form of this ratio means ये दोनों किसी एक टेबल में आ सकते हैं. Can I divide it further and reduce them? Yes. So that is what the simplest form is. This is a bit complicated. I cannot analyze. Okay, 4 pens for 10 rupees, 6 pens for 15 rupees. It is a bit confusing, right? So I have to reduce it to the lowest form to come to a conclusion. So ये दोनों ये सब वेरी तो हो रहा है बट इक्वल प्रोपोर्शन में हो रहे हैं क्या? That we will come to know by finding the ratio in the simplest form. So let us find. 4 and 10 they both come in the table of 2, right? So they both can be divided by 2. So when I divide 4 by 2 and 10 by 2, what I get? 2 2s are 4, so I'll get 2 over here. 2 5s are 10, so 5 over here. I get 2 by 5. Over here 6 and 15. 6 comes in the table of 3, right? 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. What about 15? 5 plus 1, 6. 6 is divisible by 3. So 15 is also divisible by 3. I have applied what? Test of divisibility over here. So 16 and 15 both comes in the table of 3. So let us divide both of them by 3. So when I divide this by 3, this by 3. So 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. So I get 2 by 5. See, यहाँ पे 2 है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि I'll divide this also by 2. ये दोनों को चेक करना है. This both numbers should be divisible by one number only. जैसे कि this both were divisible by 2, so I have divided it by 2. This both, that is 6 and 15, are divisible by 3, so I have divided it by 3. Same over here, 20 and 50. ये दोनों 10 से divisible है because both of them has 0 at the end. So I can divide both of them by 10, right? So I divide 20 by 10 and 50 also by 10, which gives me how much? 20 divided by 10 gives me 2. 50 divided by 10 also gives me 5. So I get 2 by 5 again. Now 28 and 70. ये दोनों कौन से टेबल में आते हैं? By applying test of divisibility, you can find that this both comes in the table of 14. 14 2s are 28 and 14 5s are 70. So I can say that 28 divided by 14 gives me 2 and 70 divided by 14 gives me 5. So what is the ratio? 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 5. See, all of them are same. Means what? Increasing trend तो है, but they are increasing in the same ratio. When this is increasing by 2, this is increasing by 5. That is what the ratio says. See, 4 to 6 means 2 numbers are increasing. When 2 numbers over here in the numerator are increasing, in denominator 5 is increasing. That is 10 to 15. Similarly, जैसे तुम 2 2 2 ऊपर ऐड करते जाओगे, you have to add 5 5 5. When I come to 20, my denominator will be 50. When I come to 28, my denominator will be 70. So there is a direct variation between this number, and variation is also constant, right? Constant means same. They are varying, but they are varying same. See over here. You can conclude this by ratios only. The ratios are same, means they are increasing proportion. That is same, equal proportion. So this we can conclude in direct variation. Now we will start with the first exercise, that is exercise number 70. In this, it is based on direct relationship or direct variation. You have to find that there will be some missing term. You have to find that missing term by using the formula, that is ratio by direct variation. So let us read the question first. If 4 kg jaggery cost rupees 80, how much will 15 kg cost? They have told you that 4 kg of jaggery is for 80 rupees. How much will be the cost for 15 kg of jaggery? So what will be the ratio? 4 by 80, right? Like previous question what we did, cost of pens divided by number of pens divided by the cost. But over here what comes first? Kg or number, right? So I'll write 4 divided by its cost, which is what? 80. That is what we did in the previous question, right? Number of pens divided by the cost of pen. Same over here, kgs of jaggery divided by the cost of jaggery. So this is one ratio. The other ratio will be what? 15 kg. They have given you the numerator, that is 15. And in the denominator, I can assume that the cost for 15 kg is x. X is a what? Variable. I don't know that. I don't know what will be the cost for 15 kg. That's why I am replacing that question mark with x. Then by this, by solving this, we can get the value of x. That will be the answer, the cost of 15 kg jaggery, right? This is x is what over here, assuming that this is the cost of jaggery. And why I have written equal to mark? As I told you, direct variation is there. Can you see in the previous example we got the answer as 2 by 5 equal to 2 by 5 equal to 2 by 5 equal to 2 by 5. That is why I have written equal to over here, because I know that the ratio of this will be equal to the ratio of this, because it is in direct variation. So over here I have 4 by 80 and 15 by x. What I can simply do is I can reduce this and then I can solve this, right? So let us reduce them. 4 and 80, they both come in the table of 4, right? 4 ones are 4, 4 20s are 8. So I get 1 by 20. And over here I have 15 by x as it is, right? We have already learned in the lower standard cross multiplication. What do you mean by cross multiplication? When you multiply the first number's numerator with the next number's denominator and the next number's numerator with the first number's denominator, they both will be equal. It will be represented as 1 multiplied by x. That is, first number's numerator multiplied by second number's denominator gives me 1 multiplied by x. Equal to, this equal to sign I have written it over here, 20, that is the denominator for the first number multiplied by the numerator of the second number. So it will be 20 multiplied by 15. So this is known as cross multiplication, but because you know this is a cross, right? X is also known as cross. So this is cross multiplication because they multiply numerator with denominator and denominator with numerator. So when you solve this, you will get the value of x. Let us solve it. 1 multiplied by x gives me what? X itself. So I'll get x over here, x equal to 20 multiplied by 15. Let us multiply 20 by 15. So 15 multiplied by 20. 0 5s are 0, 0 1s are 0. Cross over here, 2 5s are 10. So 1 over here, 0 over here. 2 1s are 2 plus 1 3. 0 0 3. 300. So I got the value of x as 300. What is 300? What is x first? I have assumed that x is the cost of 15 kg jaggery, right? So what is x? X is 300. Means the cost of jaggery for 15 kg is rupees 300. This is the solution. But before that you have to assume that 4 kg of, you have to write this question in the statement form. Like 4 kg jaggery cost rupees 80. Therefore 15 kg jaggery cost rupees x. Therefore you can write this equation and go on with the calculation, and at the end you can say the cost of 15 kg jaggery is rupees 300. So we are done with the first question and the answer for this is rupees 300.
No more spending your energy and money on coaching classes or missing classes for rain, for rally and any other nonsense. Subjects covered by multiple teachers with repeat telecasts. Doubts, concepts, applications, no problem. All explained through great and significant animation. So sit back comfortably in your home and watch Study Spectrum TV channel.
Now we will start with the next question. Question number 2. This is same as the previous question. Direct variation between the numbers. If 8 laborers were paid rupees 1760, right? They were paid 1760 rupees. How much must 20 laborers be paid? They are asking you कि 8 laborers को अगर हम लोग payment 1760 rupees कर रहे हैं, तो 20 laborers को how much we should pay? Assuming that the rate is same, they are paid on equal rate, right? So what we will do? We will form the ratio for this, right? First statement that you will write in your examination will be 8 laborers were paid rupees this much, that is 1760. Therefore, let 20 laborers be paid rupees X. Now over here, I can take 1760 divided by 8 or 8 divided by 1760. Anything, ratio can be exchanged, like numerator and denominator can be interchanged. First, in the first case, what we did? We took 4 by 80, right? Now we will take 1760 by 8. So let us take 1760 by 8. Simply what I have done, pay divided by the number of laborers. That is the amount they are paying to them and the number of laborers that are being paid this amount. So it is 1760 divided by 8 will be equal to what? Will be equal to X. That is amount paid to 20 laborers divided by 20. This ratio, remember, यहाँ पे 8 laborers है. Laborers should be in the denominator only then. Over here 8 laborers, so 20 laborers also in the denominator. You cannot write 1760 divided by 8 and 20 divided by X. If you are writing pay in the numerator, the pay should be in the numerator. That is, the pay is X over here. So 1760 in the numerator, X also in the numerator. And the number of laborers, that is 8 in the first case, and the number of laborers in the second case is what? 20. So laborers denominator में ही आएंगे. You cannot write laborers over here and another laborer over here. So getting? So this is the ratios, right? Now what we will do? We will simplify them and then we'll cross multiply to get the value of X. 8 1760. What will 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16. But over here I have 17. So 17 minus 16 gives me 1. So 1 I have written over here. Then 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16. And this 0 as it is. If you don't know the oral calculation or oral division, you can divide 1760 by 8. You will get the same answer, that is 220. So what is the ratio now? 220 divided by 1. So 220 upon 1. This is one ratio equal to the other, which is X divided by 20. So X divided by 20. Again cross multiply. How to cross multiply these numbers? Same. You will multiply this with this and this with this. Swap, like this will be multiplied by this and this will be multiplied by this. So let us multiply them. 220 multiplied by 20. So 220 multiplied by 20 will be equal to how much? Will be equal to 1 multiplied by X. So 1 multiplied by X equal to 220 multiplied by 20. Let us multiply 220 by 20. 220 multiplied by 20. 0 multiplied by 0, 0, 0 and 0. Across over here, 2 zeros are 0, 2 twos are 4, 2 twos are 4. Now 0 over here, 0 over here, 4 over here, 4 over here. So I get what? 4,400. So I can write 4,400 equal to 1 multiplied by X gives me what? X itself. So X. So what I get? X is equal to 4,400. I'll reverse it because it is like 4,400 equal to X. I'll write it as X is equal to 4,400. Now what is this 4,400? This 4,400 is in terms of rupees, right? Why rupees? Because it is a pay given to 20 laborers. So I'll write that X is equal to rupees 4,400. And then I'll write the final statement in my exam with the box that the pay must be rupees 4,400 to 20 laborers. Now we will start with the third question. The expenditure incurred for taking 25 students for a picnic is rupees 625. Means they are telling us कि 25 students को picnic पे अगर लेके जाना तो the खर्चा or the expenditure will be what? Rupees 625. What will be the expenditure for 40 students? They are asking us कि what will be the expenditure for taking 40 students for a picnic. For 25 students, the expenditure is 625. what will be the expenditure for 40? Same like previous question, jaggery wala example. Itna this much kg for jaggery is for this much amount. Then what will be the 20 kg amount to? So same over here. 25 students for 625 rupees. Then what will be the cost of taking 40 students for a picnic? So same 625 divided by what? 25. But before this step, what we have to write? We have to write it in the statement form. That the cost of the expenditure incurred for taking 25 students for a picnic is rupees 625. So let the cost or the expenditure to take 40 students for a picnic be rupees X. So 625 for 25 students. And X amount for how many students? 40 students. Why X? Because we have already mentioned in the assumption that assuming the expenditure for taking 40 students is what? Is rupees X. And this is given in the question. Now what we will do? We will convert this into simpler form and then we will cross multiply them. 625 divided by 25. Let us divide 625 by 25. So in the bracket I will write, division bracket I will write 625 and outside I will write 25. 625. 25 2s are 50, right? So 50. 62 minus 50 gives me 2 minus 0, 2. 6 minus 5, 1. I get 12. And then this 5 I'll bring it down. So I get 125. 25 5s are 125. When I subtract them, I'll get the answer as 0. Now tell me, 25 how much is 625? 25 25 is 625, right? So in the numerator, I will have what? I will have 25. And in the denominator 1. That means 25 ones are 25. 25 25 are 625. That is over here. So 625 को जब मैं 25 से divide करती हूँ, so I get what? 25. And this will become 1. So I have 25 in the numerator and in the denominator I have 1. Will be equal to what? Will be equal to x by 40. So x divided by 40. Now what we will do? After converting it into the simpler form, I will cross multiply them to get the value of x, and that is what they are expecting, the expenditure for 40 students, which we have assumed to be x. So when I get the value of x, I will ultimately get the value of this, that is the expenditure for 40 students. So let us cross multiply them, right? So 25 will be multiplied by 40 and 1 will be multiplied by x. So 25 multiplied by 40 equal to 1 multiplied by x. What is 25 multiplied by 40? Let us multiply. We will not consider this 0. We will add 1 0 at the end. So 25 multiplied by 4. 5 4s are 20. 4 2s are 8, 9, 10. So I get 100 and this 0, which gives me how much? 1000, right? So the answer for this will be what? 1000. This 0 I have added it over here because the actual figure was 40 and not 4, right? So I get 1000 and 1 multiplied by x, which gives me x. So 1000 is equal to x, means x is equal to 1000, so I can write x is equal to 1000. Then my concluding line in the box, which says that the expenditure incurred for taking 40 students for a picnic is rupees how much? Rupees 1000. So I get equal to rupees 1000. So we are clear with question number 3, in which we were given first that a certain number of students costs this much. Then how much will 40 students cost? That we have found by cross multiplication, and the answer is what? Rupees 1000.